Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Guns in Radio podcast. And now, give it up for your hosts, Chris, Caputo, and Dustin Bonez.
What it do, Caputo?
What it do, Dustin Bonez? It is episode 72, am I right?
72, holy shit.
Episode 72 of the Guns in Radio podcast.
You know, people think it don't be like it be, but it do.
Yeah, 72 whole weeks have been doing this.
Yep, 72 hours of our constant bullshittery, and now we've it all comes down to this. We say that every week, but because every week could be the time when we finally implode. But we'll see.
We're not the mega powers. What is this? Like?
I disagree. I already said we're the greatest podcasters in the history of so far. So,
you sure are for me. I don't really listen to podcasts, so.
Oh, there you go. Even our guests.
My point of view, you guys are the best.
Oh, thank you.
I like this kid. I like that attitude. Anyway, our guest of the day, you may know him from YouTube. You may know him from Spotify, all kinds of streaming platforms where his latest album is now available. We're going to get into that in just a moment. Please welcome Aien.
Hello there. It's me. I'm the guy he's talking about. I put out an album in 2019 titled 10 Years of Democracy. The original release date of the album, but 10 years later. So like, I think the 22nd of November 2018, but that didn't work out. So
it got delayed.
Got postponed to, got delayed to January of 2019.
A Chinese Democracy tribute album got delayed.
Yeah,
that's the tribute itself.
Fortunately, it wasn't that serious. So it basically features a bunch of songs of the original album, which I reworked quite a bit, but also songs that weren't on the original album, including Silkworms and Oh My God, and also a short instrumental of The General, like the only snippet I could find.
I think that's the only snippet that exists.
Yeah, basically. Like I've heard rumors of longer bits, but this is the only bit, the only part of the song that I could find anywhere.
I've told what I think about The General on here a million times.
Yeah, where like it doesn't exist, or it's just like changed names after 20 years now.
I think it doesn't exist. I think it's bullshit. I don't think it exists. I think it might have used to existed and then it got renamed, maybe.
Probably. That's my theory too on it. It's just like it's just evolved into something else. And like I guess we as like GNR hardcore fans are like still like dead set on it existing, but like just like our hopes for a new album, it's probably not going to happen.
It's probably that super long. It's probably part of that super long intro from Chinese Democracy, and it probably got whittled down, and that's probably what they used it for.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of different. I think it was supposed to be like the original intro. I think they were going to use it as an intro song of some sort, but it kind of got scrapped. But there's lots of rumors floating around this song because it wasn't actually part of the big locker the big locker leaks from 2000, like from last year.
Yeah,
which features a bunch of demos from 1999 to 2001. A lot of which are going to be on my new album. But yeah, it wasn't featured there, so there isn't that much to go on in terms of this song.
I mean, I don't know. I'm no fucking expert. I'm just a pessimistic asshole.
Yeah, I almost feel like it almost feels to me like some guy just composed this song and put it out there and then sold it as a new Guns N' Roses song. I mean, almost. I'm saying almost because I think there was like some rumors that it had been played at some sort of a party. I think at some point at Axl Rose's house.
Yeah, we made a joke about that last week, and then we didn't tell them where we were going with it. That way, if somebody out there doesn't know about that, they have to do their research. Well, or wait a week. That's what we were talking about. Guys, this next segment is brought to you by Honey. Honey is a browser extension that automatically finds and applies the best coupons anywhere on the internet. And there certainly is a lot to love about that. As a matter of fact, so many people love it. It's got over 100,000 5-star reviews. So click the link in the description right now to add the Honey extension to your browser to unlock deals and start saving today. What song on your first album did you find brought you the most joy when you was doing 10 Years of Democracy?
Do you mean in terms of recording?
Yeah.
That's a tricky one, but I think it'd have to be. Boy, I mean, I've been working on this album for quite a while. Like, I initially was going to just copy every single bit from the original album that I heard 1-to-1, but yeah, I decided against it later. But yeah, I mean, getting to the question, I think it would have to be Scraped.
Scraped?
Yeah, I mean, it was rather easy to sing, which is my biggest problem. And it was pretty easy to play all in all, and it's really quite a banger.
Do you do all the instruments in the whole album?
Yeah, basically the drums are programmed. I play all the keys, the key instruments, the guitars, the bass. It's all there.
That's pretty dope, man.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Huh.
And I don't use I didn't use any pitch correction on the original, so my singing is pretty bad.
I didn't notice. I enjoyed it. I've heard it before. I use a couple of your tracks for things that aren't out there anymore to show songs to people without showing my hand.
Yeah.
And Caputo knows what I mean. And that's why I said, man, your cover of Hard School, I was really glad it was out there. Have you not had any kind of problems with the takedowns on YouTube? Have they not tried to fuck with you in any way?
Well, first of all, I don't think I got enough traction on my songs for that to be the case. But I think my work would be considered transformative enough to the point where it could not be taken down. Besides, now that it's in the hands of my distributors, it is technically considered a cover, like officially. So there's no way that they're going to take it down. Like,
so with that being said, I almost said this before the show, but I wanted to save it. So Hard School, you've got an official cleared cover of Hard School that's about to be released.
It has already been released.
Okay,
it's just not on most platforms because it's still pending. But at the moment, you can find it on Bandcamp and SoundCloud and YouTube.
Okay, so that means if GNR finally releases Hard School officially, that will be the cover.
Well, not
He's already
quite,
beaten them to the punch.
Because I've credited a bunch of Guns N' Roses members of the time, Chris Pittman, Tommy Stinson, Axl Rose, of course himself, as songwriters. And since I didn't actually write anything additionally, I didn't credit myself. So technically, it's their song from a legal perspective. So I think it's all good. Like,
I don't know, man. What do you think, Chris? Does the cover come out second or first?
Oh, it's tough because I mean, like, it's very complicated because we were covering a song that like was technically like an unreleased song, so it's very touchy on that. We gotta get like a lawyer on here to like get more in depth on this. But
a song that is so unreleased, if you admit you have it, you can go to jail.
I mean, think about it for a second. Imagine a big new album that's released soon, like in a week, say, is leaked, as they usually are, and some guy decides to post a cover on YouTube. That's not his song, obviously.
I mean, if he's got a distributor, though, and I mean, that makes it a horse of a different color. I would think.
Yeah, I guess I could see that, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure on the legality, on the legal point of view of this situation here.
Well, I mean, what's legal is what we decide on this podcast right now. That's how it works in America and in Canada. So Caputo, you're the judge here since you're Canadian. That's how America law works. Chris, what do you think? You give us the final verdict on this, and we'll move on.
Shit. Dude's putting me on the spot right now.
I do that to you all the time.
Oh man, I'm not good with this.
So we're part of the jury then, I guess.
Oh, we don't do juries anymore. That's what they did in the 1800s.
Oh, okay.
Now we just do Chris Caputo. We just have him decide.
I'm just imagining what a Guns N' Roses podcast would be like in the 1800s.
Hey,
what's
someday we'll have
a bit devoid of content.
We tell tale of legendary bards that shall come along in 100 years. Excuse me 1 second, fellas. I had a crisis. I'll have to edit that out.
Oh, all right.
I thought I could let it go, but I cannot. The puddle was much bigger than I originally believed it to be, and one computer done crapped out, so I spilled water almost directly on this laptop.
Oh, shit.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. And then that would be my luck to short this one out the day after the big one craps out.
That's harsh.
Yeah. So what did Judge Caputo decide while I was away?
I'm still deciding right now.
You see, this is why it takes so long to get anything done in America. Right here.
Mhm.
This is. It took us what? Almost a week to do a fucking election.
Yeah.
Caputo couldn't make his mind up.
No, because people couldn't fucking count votes fast enough.
Oh man, I thought they stopped counting. What happened to that?
They still are.
Yes, they still are. Anyway, let's not talk about that. We've been talking about that for what feels like 3 weeks now, because we did so many side by side. So tell us about your new album. When is it?
Well, it's sorry.
I was going. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it's it features. So as I said before, there was this big leak of a bunch of Guns N' Roses songs from 1991 to 2001 last year. I think around June. And so I basically am covering multiple songs from this big leak that occurred back then.
Nice.
Of course, including Hard School. It includes a song called Atlas Shrugged. It includes it includes As It Began, which is like an instrumental piano song.
Nice.
And many others like Dub Suplex, Circus Maximus, and a bunch of other really obscure songs from this leak. So, and some of them I bunched up together in a big 10-minute long medley.
That's cool.
With some pretty strong progressive metal influences. So kind of a bit of a Dream Theater kind of thing going on towards the end.
Right on.
I mean, in terms that you probably understand, I don't think you listen to much progressive metal, so I
listen to different music. I mean, we talk about different
dabbled.
music often. Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, it closes with like a stripped down piano and vocal version of Perhaps.
Nice.
And basically what's interesting about this, I think, is that this album is actually a concept album. It runs around themes of betrayal and murder between a group of 3 people who have known each other for a really long time. And so Well, you have to listen to the album in order to get it, but
When
that's
will
basically.
when will the full thing be available?
Well, I don't know yet. At the moment, my distributor is still like my album is still pending by my distributor, but I think it should be available everywhere. I think in about 2 to 5 days, maybe.
Oh, nice. From
Yeah.
today or from when this?
Yeah,
Oh, so it will. So by the time you guys hear it, it should be now available.
Yeah.
yeah, probably.
Nice. Okay, so the big question. Actually, that's not a fair question to ask you on air. We'll we'll move forward. We'll talk after the show. I usually will put you on the spot. Remember when we had Matt Manzel on, and I wanted to get him to write me a song about the comment section from what was it, Amazon?
Oh, freaking Haribo sugar-free gummies.
My goodness, how much time did he give that poor guy?
Oh man, Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. Are you aware of this joke?
Oh no, I'm not. Fill me in.
Well, basically, you read the somebody. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's a running meme, I guess. Now every few months, I'll go check it again just to see how ridiculous it's gotten. But if you go to Amazon.com and you look up Haribo sugar-free gummy bears, people write reviews for this product that are like reading a fucking novel. And it's the wording of it is always very novel-esque, but reminds me of like an Iron Maiden song. Like the fire it flowed from the but they're always talking about the diarrhea that it gave them. And it's like a molten burning pit of waters from hell. And
They're a bunch of aspiring writers, I tell you.
and
This is part of their education. You have to write a long ass novel about sugar-free gummy bears to prove your writing skills.
Oh man, some of them are really. I mean, they're all kind of funny. But like some of them just go into this long detail telling the story of like Justin Average that plays out like a movie, and then like everything just takes a horrible twist. Like it always starts out innocent. Like I was on my way. I had a flight to catch. We were 1,000 feet up in the air, so I tossed a couple of these gummy bears in my mouth, and so we were 1,000 feet above, and then all hell broke loose as I began to sweat. And that's where they go into the most detail. It's like the sweat poured from my face, and and it's one of those things you got to read. So we had another musician on a few weeks ago, and his music suits itself to kind of similar to the same style of metal as Iron Maiden. So yeah, I'm still trying to get that album made.
It's for reasons like this that I absolutely love the internet. They do. It's this kind of random and weird stuff that it just clicks somehow from a comedic perspective. It just clicks.
Yeah. I don't know how the fuck that got started, and I don't know why. Like, you'd be surprised.
That's the funny part about it. That's the intrigue, you know?
Most people don't know about it. Like, I mean, you don't go to work and tell somebody about the review section for Haribo sugar-free gummy bears.
It's not water cooler talk.
No, it is definitely not. A buddy of mine found it while we were sitting on the porch, like, dude, read this shit. And then we started checking it every few months. But man, so what other albums have you come up with? Like, have you got any original material out there? People, something you can make some money off of while you're here?
Well, yeah, I do to some extent, but they're just demos at the moment. Like I've composed things like back in 2017. when I was 15.
Nice.
I was pretty young, so I wrote basically a song that's it's basically "Watch This" by Slash, but like with a different riff.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey, if you can pull it off, fuck.
Why not?
But yeah, I plan to move on to original material after this settles. So I'm probably gonna release like another single with like maybe "Prostitute" as a B-side. Much like I did
that'd
with
be really
Going Down and Going Down with This I Love as a B-side. But I think from now on, I'm in a band, and I think from now on I'm gonna start just releasing periodically. I think every year, maybe a couple of songs while I'm in my band, because I want to focus on the band that I'm in at the moment.
What's the name of your band?
Intergang. It's
Okay.
I live in Austria, and they're an Austrian band. We do sort of hard rock, progressive rock, mildly progressive, nothing too serious, but it's mostly hard rock.
Nice.
Right. Nice. How's has any of that been affected by all of the events that have gone on this year?
Well, we were going to play a gig back in March. Like we more or less made plans sort of between ourselves, nothing official, that we'd maybe play a gig like in March or April. And we made those plans in November of last year. And as you can imagine, that never panned out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, we weren't really all the way in for, we weren't really committed to gigs yet. So it wasn't that serious. So we just practiced every week.
Right on.
But yeah, no, it wasn't anything serious for us anyway.
So, Chris, you had some questions you wanted to ask also, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, since this is like a Guns N' Roses themed podcast, I gotta start with some simple ones here. I guess, how many times have you seen the band, and also, give us like the story of how you first got into Guns N' Roses, the music and everything in between there.
All right. Well, the first and only time I've ever seen the band was live at a concert in Vienna. I think it was 2018. Of course, at a massive stadium, it being the Not in This Lifetime tour and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I was kind of too young to really be at any concerts. I'm only 18 now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But
I did not know that.
I haven't had a bunch of, I haven't had too many opportunities to see them live. But the first time, like the time I really got into Guns N' Roses was, I think, back in, I mean, I initially had listened to the Greatest Hits album when I was like 8 or 9. My dad ripped it from me from a completely legal site. I'm not going to get into any details. And ripped it to a CD, and I had my CD player, and I played the Greatest Hits album off of that. But yeah, it was nothing serious. I really started getting into Guns N' Roses when I was in middle school. I was really into the To Use Your Illusions albums. And then I heard Chinese Democracy. Initially, when I heard Chinese Democracy, I was like, what the hell is this crap? It just struck me. It was really weird and odd and was nothing like the Guns N' Roses I knew and loved. But it just kind of grew on me, you know?
It does that. It has a way of doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only
weird.
GNR we've had for 12 years.
Yeah. And it's probably the only GNR we're going to have ever.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't know, there's not much hope right now. Buddy, this is 2020. If you have a smartphone, you're fucking being tracked 24/7. There's a VPN that I've been using for quite some time now, the Unlocator VPN service. It'll encrypt your connection, it avoids any tracking from any other people, but best of all, I use it to access some of the stuff that's not available for me on like Tubi TV. I can get the American version of Tubi TV, any Netflix, any sort of streaming service that's blocked, where you want to access a different country's Netflix or whatever, you know, you can do that with Unlocator. Hit the link in the description below.
All right. Back in the game.
Yeah.
All right. So what other bands inspired you to do music besides just GNR?
Well, there's Korn.
Okay.
There's Marilyn Manson.
Fine.
And there's this progressive rock band called Porcupine Tree. I'm not sure if you've heard of them. I really love them. Like I've started to get into them quite recently, and they've really inspired me to produce a lot of music.
I'll check them out.
But those are like
Yeah,
the
definitely.
main bands. I think, yeah, I would also mention Alice Cooper. Like ever since I think I heard Welcome to My Nightmare, like the 2011 album, Welcome to My Nightmare, I just fell in love with his music.
Yeah. Oh, dude, have you guys seen Alice Cooper's new guitar player?
With the chick, or
Nita
Yeah.
Strauss. Yeah.
oh yeah, Nita Strauss, right? That's her name.
Nice.
Super talented.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
amazing. I think she's really bringing the shred back to Alice Cooper, because he used to have a really good shredder back in the 80s. So he's going to be able to play some of those songs now in his
In his 80s.
concerts.
Yeah. I mean, he's
There
almost
aren't a
there,
lot
I
of
think.
concerts coming up for Alice Cooper soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It would be nice to be able to go see anything again.
Yeah, and
Man,
in general, I'm down.
I went to see Alice Cooper like a couple of years ago. Man, I was blown away. It was like probably my most favorite rock show ever.
No,
The
it's an epic
performance
show.
is just amazing. It's more than just the music. That's the beauty of it.
Well, yeah, that's what every really good concert is going to be. It's going to be more
Yeah.
than just the music, regardless of what the fucking purists and gatekeepers try to say. Like, nobody goes to a concert just for the fucking music. I mean, you go for the experience. If everybody went just for the music, fuck, GNR wouldn't draw worth a damn anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since that reunion. I mean, I'm sorry, but I liked it better the way it was.
Yeah, the 60% reunion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it more or less feels a bit like a cash grab. Really, I really don't get the feeling that they're just. I really get the feeling that they're just doing this because it's making them tons of money.
Well, I mean, that should have been their motivation to stay together in the first damn place.
Yeah. But,
I mean, I'll never fault anybody for going where the money is. I don't believe in hating on a band for being successful. I hate Metallica
Sure.
because they're greedy bastards. They sued their fan base.
Cough Napster.
Yeah, never forget. Never forget.
No, but I think to some extent I'm mad at bands that sort of go against their own principles just for the sake of making money. You know, like they start off I don't know, playing something really experimental or really out there, and they're all about, you know, not being greedy fucks, and then they just decide to flip and just
And then we got another theory of the Dead Man clone.
yeah. Pretty much.
Which is a Breaking Benjamin clone.
Oh. Yeah. Alternative rock in the 2000s is an interesting time.
How it all sounds the same. Like that song we listened to,
Or
Saturday?
that Adler song we listened to a couple weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell everybody where they can go to find your music, and then we'll go and get into our song of the day. Any kind of links you want to share.
Well, I have a Bandcamp. It's at well, first of all, I have a website. It's just Aien, like my name, official.com, all in one, without any minuses or anything. And I have a Bandcamp, which is just basically aienofficial.bandcamp.com. But those are like my main links. My website
right.
isn't that great. I really haven't put much work into it. I hope to program myself a proper website because I am also a developer. So
There's something about the charm of these old GeoCities websites that are still up and about.
GeoCity websites.
Oh, that's right. He's too young to know about it. Never mind. You had to be there.
Yeah, it's an old person joke.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, you fucking boomer?
I think I thought of it because yesterday, when I was editing the Slash a Snake Pit song we did last week, I found an old Snake Pit website made on GeoCities.
Really? There's an actual Snake Pit website?
No, it's a fan site.
It's a family
Oh, I
one.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, that still exists from like 20 years ago? Jeez.
And what's bad is it has a link, like a URL, so somebody has been renewing this URL year after year after year to keep
It'll be like the year, be like 2100, and someone would be like, Slash Snake Pit? That existed?
Holy
Yeah,
crap!
and
Yeah,
it's-
there's snakepit.org. I just saw it. Oh
That's
my
the one.
goodness.
That's the one.
Oh my god.
Wow,
Yeah.
it looks stunning.
It's got that 2001. Well, look, kid, that's what the internet used to always.
I'm really loving that repetitive background of rocks.
This is what it looked
Rocks.
like back in our day. This is what every website looked like.
Oh man. Do you think we're gonna get a libel lawsuit for calling out the guys who made the website?
No, they're not listening to us.
I doubt it.
And if they are, we're always looking for guests. You're welcome to come on our show and answer our questions directly. Or if you just want to be a little bitch, you can send us hate mail. And remember, as I tell you every week, you can send your hate mail on Twitter at Caputo212.
You just keep sending these clowns my way. No one's actually bit the bullet yet on this, so I'm still waiting.
That is the official place where Guns and Radio gets our hate mail. So if we've ever made fun of your homeland or anything else.
Made fun of too many of them already, even our own.
Yeah.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how many death threats do you get?
I don't know. I don't have access.
I haven't gotten any yet.
Oh.
It's getting boring now. What the fuck?
Well,
So,
it's because with the coronavirus, let me think of how I want to word this. With the coronavirus out there, there's not enough what's the word I'm looking for? Anarchy in the world. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So go riot or something, people, and be sure to attack something that people love. Statues. There we go. Statues need to come down. So we got to get rid of them statues. That pisses people off.
well, like all of them?
All of them. Every
All the
statue
statues?
ever. Yeah. Not just the
crap.
Civil War, not just anything like that normally triggers people. We need to just get rid of them all. And I'm talking like the Statue of Liberty. I'm talking about all of them. So people, go out there, and I hope the government destroys all your favorite statues. That seems to piss people off on the news a lot. So you can send your hate mail to Caputo212 and let us know how you feel about this issue in politics. I ain't never understood why people get so pissy about a statue.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn statue. Just take it down. Shit.
Well, it's really an emotional issue for a lot of people. There's a lot of meaning to a statue. It's a work of art. After all, there's a lot of meaning it carries in addition to its just mere existence. So, I mean, I can sort of empathize with it to some extent.
The only one we'll keep is the statue of David.
We're gonna chop his dick off, though.
So that we can remind women what a normal sized penis looks like.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Hey guys, do you want to get access to thousands of free bestsellers that you can listen to at any time from a huge and ever-growing catalog? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you do. Audible now includes podcasts, originals, and much, much more. They have a premium selection of bestsellers, and you can listen to thousands of titles from their ever-growing Audible Plus catalog. Whether you want to wind down, get motivated, or learn something new, you can listen across all of your devices with the audio app and never lose your place. So click the link in the description to get a 30-day free trial of Audible. Amazon Prime members will get 2 credits, good for any premium selection of any title that you would like, yours to keep even if you decide to cancel. They'll even send you a friendly email reminder before your trial ends. Also, the Audible Plus catalog of podcasts, audiobooks, guided wellness, and Audible originals are yours to listen to all you want with no credits needed. So what have you got to lose? Click the link in the description now to get started with your free trial from audible.com.
Before we get into our song review this week, we're going to play an exclusive cut from Aien's new album, Too Late for Democracy. This is a song we reviewed on the show a long time ago. This is Aien's version of State of Grace. Check it out.
Oh, shit. No. Save that shit.
Surprise.
Save that. Save that. Let's give it a whole new episode. Let's do that in a shot cast.
Why? What?
Okay.
You already reviewed State of Grace.
Okay.
I was going to say, my opinion's not going to change, but his version's better. I'll give you that. But
all right. Okay. I'll cut that out. Go ahead. Or do you want me to play it? No, yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead. I'll cut where I'm protesting out.
Yeah. All right, let me run through this again. Hang on.
Sorry.
Before we get into our review of our song this week, I want to play a cut from Aien's new album, Too Late for Democracy. This is a version of a song we've covered here before on Guns and Radio a long time ago. It was one of our very first episodes, actually. So here we go, guys. This is Aien's cover of State of Grace. Check it out.
What can I say? Free will was blind today. The choice that you made is not a road that I would take. To abuse and betray, the time will come for you to pay. And it's not far away. This end you cannot evade. Now
kick-ass, man. We look forward to the whole thing. Of course, you can find it on Aien's website there. And when we come back, we're going to review Habit by Adler, the song of the day, and we almost forgot. See how shit happens? We always have a GNR
Crazy,
song
yeah.
we're going to review, and then something better happens, and then we get sidetracked. So,
I'm honored to have been referred to as something better.
Yes.
okay, now you remember on Shotcast Saturday where it sounded like 3 Days Grace?
Yeah, and this sounds like Theory of a Dead Man, kind of.
I know.
Oh my
That's okay.
gosh.
That's the one I was trying to think of. Okay.
Yeah.
Young boy with too much time on his hands. Money came easy too easy for a weak man.
That was a lot of build up to a lot of nothing.
It
Yeah,
sounds like
just-
crappy Velvet Revolver.
That
It kinda
too.
does.
It's like, why is there a cowbell there? What, because you're Steven Adler and you can use a fucking
No,
cowbell?
the singer just sounds like Scott Weiland almost.
A little bit.
Is it just me? Like I'm definitely getting
A
Velvet
bit.
Revolver vibes, but it's just not quite the same, you know.
I mean, I'm getting definitely. I see what you mean, but like when Velvet Revolver sucks.
Yeah, because we've covered some less than stellar VR so far, but
Yeah, we've not really lucked out that much on Velvet Revolver or Duff McKagan anything.
yeah. Well, actually, like one solo Duff song was good. I mean, like
Well, yeah.
Loaded in general hasn't really given us good stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's go back in.
He had success.
Do you got the lyrics to this yet?
Hooked up with
I'll look it up.
All right.
living in excess.
Are you guys feeling this at all?
Well, the problem is I can't actually hear a lot of it.
You can't.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah, it
place
kinda
it
got
just right on the
distorted.
microphone. You have to find a little sweet spot.
All right.
But I
hang
mean,
on.
it doesn't sound very like even like the bits that it do here. It doesn't sound very like special in any way. It's just
Yeah.
kind of generic.
Well, we're running out of Zoom time, so I'm gonna have to keep going.
So boy became a cliche. Why think he with the label next to his name? That night he loaded up on his way to bed. He didn't wake up, just another rock star did.
Bon Scott. Shouldn't have said that. That's awful. You're saying Indiana Habit?
A giant fucking habit. Interesting.
All right, I think I'm about to get a solo. Now we're back to this again.
Just another waste with addiction that he couldn't beat. It started as a habit. Just another habit. Then he had a habit.
Right there. He's not saying Indiana.
Yeah, I couldn't find the lyrics for this either, so I have no idea.
Sounds like just another habit.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
right here. But he's saying he really had a habit.
I think he said, and then he has a habit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
Maybe.
could be.
Oh, is it fading out? Oh, no, it didn't need to fade out. Okay. It
Sweet.
just was
Okay.
done.
Did they
Yeah.
hire DJ Ashba to play the Slash like solo? Because it really sounds like him.
No.
There's a different guy on there. I gotta look it
Yeah,
up.
of course, but it kind of it's like they just went for the guy who sounded the most like Slash. It feels like Adler just trying to build up Guns N' Roses again.
Can I tell you what I think happened here? I think Steven found a band that was already touring, already had songs, because when you really dig in, he's not credited on anything. And then became their drummer and changed the name of that band. Because they have like one good song and the rest of them I'm not crazy about. So let's do ratings. We go from a scale of 1 to 5. So you're our
No less
guest.
than that even.
Yeah, you can go less if you want. On a scale, from that scale, what would you give this? How many stars would you give this masterpiece? Or you can say anything you want about it. Yes.
I mean, it's kind of cool. It's nothing particularly amazing, but it's definitely got a nice groove to it, a nice feel to it. But god damn, there's so little information about this song. I'd give it like a I'd give it like a solid 2.5 stars. Yeah, out of 5. I think that seems about right. It's
All right.
nothing really too out there. It's pretty much within the sort of confines of what you'd expect Adler to play. And yeah, it's a decent song. It's nothing horrible. It's a mediocre song is what I call it. Offensive.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, we're the same. I think like even judging from the last song we heard from this album that we did on the episode of Shawcast Saturdays, it's just pretty much like it's stuff you would hear in this time period. This is 2012. It sounds like a lot of rock from 2012 or from a couple years prior to that. It just sort of like blends in with everything else.
Yeah.
And again, with Adler stuff, it doesn't really stand out, have its own uniqueness in that way. It's all right. I mean, like the chorus, the riff in the chorus, the dear is kind of catchy a bit. I'm probably have to go just to give it a solid 2 because it's just generic to me.
They lost me early, so I'm going to give them a 1. I was done with this about the time it started. I'm not going to lie. And it's not even that I'm in a shitty mood this time. It's just that, like, the buildup didn't lead to anything, and that pissed me off. So, yeah, the rest of the song suffered as a result, or at least I felt like it did. I was not very crazy about this one at all. But I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to give it a 1. We are still going to record GN Extra this week, guys, so don't worry, even though we're currently experiencing weird technical shit. It's going to happen.
Just another Sunday.
All right.
Oh,
We're going to be listening to Just Another Sunday on the next episode.
that's a fucking rare song. I was gonna say, you better find a hold of that for that episode.
yeah, we better lock that one down before YouTube decides to get rid of it.
Yeah,
The
we'll
FBI
find our
breaks
ways.
into your home for owning like a file of Just Another Sunday.
Yes. YouTube is our home for owning all of the files that we.
Yeah, that is if it doesn't get taken. If the song doesn't get taken down.
The trick is to set it as private,
Oh,
and
That's
then
clever.
just use it for storage. That's what we've been doing for years.
Yeah.
Oh my Guys, be sure to head over to gunsradio.com where you can find links to this episode, all of our archives, as well as Aien's been on our show now, so he's going to get his own Hall of Fame page over on the past guest section where you'll be able to find all of his links and be able to get to his music and his websites and things like that real easy. And be sure to head over to GN Extra where the conversation will continue. And until next time, I'm Dustin Bonez.
And I'm Chris Caputo. We see you next Monday here on Guns and Radio. Peace.